Toronto's Union Station is one of the busiest stations in all of Canada. It's not only the gateway to downtown Toronto from the suburbs, but it's also one of the biggest intercity hubs in Canada. There's so much to this station that it's only appropriate that I make a video detailing all the transit at Union Station. So let's get started. Like last time, let's talk about TTC first. The TTC has subway, streetcar, and bus service at Union Station. To start, Union Station is the southern terminal of TTC's Line 1, meaning you can have easy access to both the Yonge and University sides of Line 1. On the Yonge platform is also the entrance to the streetcars at Union. The two streetcar routes that serve Union are Route 509 Harbourfront, traveling mostly on Queens Quay West, headed towards the Exhibition Station. During the summer months, service can get as good as every 6 minutes. Then we have Route 510 Spadina, traveling from Union Station to Spadina Station. What's unique about the 510 is that it's one of only two streetcar routes that have its own dedicated right-of-way, but that didn't stop all of these delays here. When it's not this delayed, service runs approximately every 10 minutes. One quick thing to note, there are two branches of the 510, 510A that go to Union Station, and 510B that terminate at Queens Quay and Spadina. Lastly, for the streetcars, we have Route 310 Spadina Night, basically the same thing as the Route 510, but a night service. Last up for the TTC, we have buses. There are 5 TTC routes that go to Union Station. Although none of them go into the physical building, they just stop at Fronton Bay, right outside the station. Starting with Route 114 Queens Quay East. During peak season, May through October, it runs every 10 minutes from Union Station, following Queens Quay East and Commissioner Street, going to Carlaw Avenue. Next, Route 202 Cherry Beach. This bus runs seasonally from May to October and, as the name implies, goes from Cherry Beach to Union Station. Monday to Friday, this bus runs every half an hour, weekends and holidays every 15 minutes. Next up, Route 19 Bay. Route 19 travels from Union Station, going up Bay Street, and terminating the intersection of DuPont Street and Davenport Road. It operates about every 20 minutes. Next up, Route 97C Yonge. Route 97 travels from Union Station to Eglinton Station, traveling on Yonge Street, and has buses around every half an hour. Lastly, we have Route 320 Yonge Night, the variant of Route 97, and maintains every 5-minute service, which is really impressive for a night bus. It travels on Yonge Street from Queens Quay, stopping at Fronton Bay, and going to Steeles Avenue. Well, that wraps up TTC. Let's move on to the next big player at Union Station, GO Transit. Starting with the GO trains, Union Station is a terminal of all 7 GO lines, and just GO trains in general, have service completely revolving around getting from the suburbs to Union Station. The 7 train lines being Lakeshore West, Lakeshore East, Stouffville, Barrie, Kitchener, Milton, and Richmond Hill. So now let's discuss their service. The Lakeshore, Barrie, Stouffville, and Kitchener lines all run 7 days a week, but with limited access during off-peak times. In general, if you're traveling off-peak, service will be less frequent and trains won't go as far, but that's something that Metrolinx is working on improving. On peak, however, expect service oriented around the peak direction, being service to Union in the morning, service away from it in the evening. This means that in some cases, like on Stouffville and Barrie, going the counter-peak direction during rush hour is basically impossible. In other cases, like on the Lakeshore corridor, it means 15-minute service peak direction, half-hour service counter-peak direction. However, the Milton and Richmond Hill lines are the exception to this. They have exclusively peak hour, peak direction service 5 days a week. It is basically impossible to use these lines for anything other than commuting. But the trains are only half the equation. Let's talk about the buses. There are 8 buses that go to Union Station Bus Terminal, which we'll get back to later, that all follow very similar rules to the trains, mainly being used when trains aren't running. However, 3 routes stick out here. 21C runs from Union Station to Square One, and it is mainly a Milton line replacement bus. However, the Milton line goes nowhere near Square One, making it a viable option for this trip. Route 70C offers a similar concept, being a Stouffville line replacement bus. This branch goes farther, going all the way north to Uxbridge, where the line doesn't go. And lastly, Route 16. Being mainly a Lakeshore West replacement, it sticks out for 2 reasons. One, it runs half-hourly service basically 24/7, even when the trains aren't running. 2, it goes between Union and Hamilton, but makes no stops in Toronto, Mississauga, Oakville, or Burlington, meaning in some cases, taking this bus is faster than taking the Lakeshore West line to Hamilton. All the other ones are basically standard train replacements and don't offer much else. While we're on the topic of buses, let's talk about the rest of Union Station Bus Terminal. Apart from the aforementioned GO buses, Union Station is a massive hub for intercity buses. The companies that serve here are Megabus, Ryder Express, Flixbus, Ontario Northland, Greyhound, and Trailways. Now, if I were to list every destination of all these buses, like I did in the Pearson Airport video, we'd be here forever. But some key destinations of these buses include Ottawa, Niagara Falls, North Bay, New York City, and Montreal. This is a short one, but up next, let's talk about the Union Pearson Express. Pretty simple, a train service that runs from Union to Pearson with trains every 15 minutes and gets to the airport in 25 minutes. This is easily the best way to get from downtown to the airport, and it does that really well. However, an airport-oriented service should not run until only 1 a.m., and $12 for an adult fare is pretty pricey. Last up, we have Via Rail and Amtrak. Union Station is Via Rail's biggest hub, with the runner-up being Montreal's Gare Centrale. There are a lot of trains that run from Union Station, and unlike with the buses, we can actually name them all. So from Union Station, you can get to Ottawa, London, Montreal, Windsor, Sarnia, Niagara Falls, and Vancouver. The Vancouver train stopping in Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Edmonton, and Jasper on the way to Vancouver. Now, I did mention Amtrak, as there is one Amtrak service that goes to Union Station, that being the Maple Leaf, which goes from Union Station to New York City and operates one train per day, each direction, takes about 13 hours. So there you have it. That is all the transit that goes to Union Station between TTC, GO, intercity buses, the Up Express, and Via Rail. It's no surprise that over 300,000 people use Union Station daily. I hope that you learned something new about Union Station in this video and that you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.